And hello and welcome everyone to another installment of Comic Multiverse Commentary Edition. We haven't done one in a bit, but I figured it was a very special occasion, Matt. It's Halloween time again, and because there's no comic news, I figure we might as well ask our fans what they want us to cover, and they said, hey, we should take a look at Freddy Vs. Jason.
Yes, they voted almost unanimously. Or it was kind of like a 50-50 split because we had this one and we talked about doing Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil film beforehand, and our fans voted this one because apparently we have a lot of Freddy vs. Jason fans.
Yeah, I genuinely really enjoy this movie. Like, it's not good, but it's also, like, a lot better than certain Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th movies.
Definitely. It's definitely a very fun film.
Exactly. It's never boring. It's very fun. And you know what? If we didn't do this commentary on it, I probably would have watched it tonight anyway, so this works out. Kill two birds with one stone. All right, so with that in mind, we got the movie in front of us. I got the Blu-ray here. It's about an hour 37 altogether, so if you've never watched a movie with us before, I'll count us down. Then we hit play, and then we basically just all hang out together and enjoy the film.
Yeah.
Alrighty then, so with that out of the way, we will begin then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Alright, so the logo is coming up now.
New Line Cinema, which if people haven't seen it, they should definitely check out I think it's like a 4-hour documentary there's a 4-hour documentary on Freddy on Freddy and a 4-hour documentary on Jason.
One is called Never Sleep Again. I don't know what the Jason one is called.
Crystal Lake Memories.
There you go. That's a good one. So here we have
very good. Yep.
the man himself, Robert Englund. And this, I couldn't believe this when I looked this up. This is the last time he actually played Freddy on screen.
Yeah, when they did the reboot, they went to, what's his name?
Jackie Earle Haley.
Yeah, made him terrible movie.
I mean, like his performance isn't bad in that remake, but it's a bad movie.
His performance in that film is just like him playing Robert Englund.
Yeah. Didn't add a whole lot to it.
Yeah, and this is also like the first time where they've properly gone into like Freddy's backstory as like, yeah, he's like a pedophile.
Yeah, it was always just kind of like implied in other ones. It's interesting too. This movie was in development, Freddy vs. Jason, for like over a decade, because it's like, you know, Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, you got the claw coming up through the ground and everything, and them promising like, oh yeah, we'll make one of these eventually. But no, it took them forever to make this because the Friday the 13th rights kept changing hands in different studios, and I think they went through something like 14 different treatments.
Yeah, there was heaps of treatments. There was ones where like they were fighting each other. There was ones where they would team up. There was one particular one where goddamn Pinhead was meant to show up in it because New Line owned that.
That's right.
There was obviously the Ash versus Freddy versus Jason, which was made into a comic book.
Yes. So, hey, we got a comic connection. I love when Freddy is telling his own story and we actually get to see clips from all the other movies.
Yeah, it makes me want to go back and watch them because it makes me reminds me of like all the really cool shit that are in those films, like that giant really snake and everything. Even in the bad Nightmare on Elm Street movies, there were always going to be like some creative kills and some cool dream stuff. I would say, by and large, I'm probably a bigger Freddy Nightmare fan than I am a Friday the 13th fan. Not to say that there aren't some cool Friday the 13th movies and some cool kills, definitely. I'd agree with that, mainly because like the Nightmare films knew what they were doing from the beginning, whereas the Friday films, like Jason doesn't even get his famous hockey mask until the third installment, and he's not even the killer in the first film.
I know, they were really making that shit up as it went along. Oh yeah, boobies, everyone. R-rated movie, we got some boobies in this movie. Which was another thing apparently they fought about in making this movie. The big studio heads wanted this to be PG-13, and the writers and director like, well, how the hell can we do that? Literally 17 other movies in these franchises were all R. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, again, it was them wanting to make the most money as possible. It happens all the time.
Geez, you know, take two movie monsters, have them fight each other, and have it be PG-13. Surely, you know, that could only work out Alien versus Predator. Yeah, see, we could be doing that, everyone. This is definitely the much better horror versus movie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This came out around the same time as that, didn't it? A couple of like a year before or something.
What was this? This was goddamn, this was 2003. That was that long ago? Fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because this year feels like it went on for like 100 years. Important to note, too, that Jason in this movie is not actually Kane Hodder, probably everyone's favorite Jason, who was in like 5 of the Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, it's a guy called Ken Kersinger.
Yeah, who's a professional stuntman in his own right and 6'5".
Yeah. I remember in that documentary, because they talked to Kane about like him being in there, and I think they initially had him in the film. And then, like, I think the director just wanted to go for something different.
Yeah,
it's a shame because Kane Hodder had been Jason, I think, since like part 5.
Yeah, he'd been in almost all of them after that point.
Yeah,
Ronnie Yu was the director in this one, and he freely admits that he didn't know much about the Freddy or Jason series, and that they basically just kind of brought him on as a work-for-hire thing, and his deal was that he just wanted a guy who was big, and particularly bigger than Robert Englund, who's like 5'10", so he could really stress the whole brain v. brawn thing.
Yeah. Ronnie Yu was an interesting choice for director, because as you said, he was kind of brought on just because, like, kind of a yes man, just do what was told and everything. And he's got a weird, like, track record of movies, because it's like, He's a Hong Kong director. He's directed like crappy like Hong Kong like martial arts and horror films. Yep. So to bring him onto here is just so weird, and you can see that in the fights as well. There's lots of wire work and whatnot.
Yeah, there is. Which, that being said, is why I fucking love the finale of this movie. When we finally do get to the fight part, it's pretty goddamn sweet. And admittedly, too, Freddy's plan here is pretty solid. Use his power to influence dreams to get Jason to rise from the dead by pretending to be his mother.
Yeah, and then control him to get into kids' dreams and make kids fear him again. It's a pretty solid plan.
It's a pretty damn solid premise, definitely. Until it's not, until Freddy realizes, oh yeah, Jason is a mindless killing machine. Oops. My bad. I think different versions of this movie, too, is actually supposed to have Tommy Jarvis in it and, like, one of the girls who survived from one of the Nightmare movies, but that never happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah, for a moment there was meant to be, like, all the survivors of all the different films and stuff like that, and, yeah.
But, hey, we get not Jason Mewes.
Oh yeah, that's right. The guy who I when I originally saw this film thought it was Jason Mewes, but it's
right?
It's not. I think maybe they tried to get him, but he wanted more money or something.
Yeah, because like how would you write that character into a film who is very clearly supposed to be Jay from Jay and Silent Bob, and then not cast that guy? We also get a Destiny Child in this. No, not the famous one, the other one. Kelly Rowland, that's the one. We get Kelly Rowland here. Did she ever make any other movies?
I have no idea.
I don't know either. Apparently a lot of the women working on this movie actually didn't like, the director at all, because apparently he kept trying to pressure the main girl into doing a nude scene, even though in her contract she signed there would be no nude scene, so they had to get a double. Yeah. That's the real horror, everybody, working in Hollywood. I'm eating bar mix, too, in case people are wondering.
Ooh, what's in the bar mix?
Oh, I can tell you right now here. We got, what is there? Sweet and salty peanuts, pretzels, sweet barbecue corn, which I quite enjoy, but they're murder on my teeth, and sesame Cajun sticks.
Ooh, nice.
No, not bad at all. Oh, yes, her whole character trait in this is that she doesn't like her nose and that she wants to get a nose job, and of course it gets cut off later. Uh-oh, kids smoking and drinking and experimenting sexually? Jason, no like. It is an interesting inverse on the tropes to see, the kids who are so quick to be murdered in suburbia, though, and to see Jason stalking outside just a regular house.
Yeah, he's come off of Crystal Lake, which didn't happen very often until like the last couple of films.
Yeah. God, look at that early 2000s D-bag.
Oh, it's great, isn't it?
With his jacket and his button shirt. Doing his, like, much too late Joey Tribbiani. How you doing?
I haven't seen this film in a while, but I'm pretty sure it's full of stuff like that. Like, very dated.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, very much the time it was made. Also, I do believe, too, this is the first time they've done a Nightmare movie outside of America, that they actually, like, filmed a lot of this in Canada.
Oh, really?
Yes, in fact, I do believe Crystal Lake is the very same lake from X-Men 2.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so there you go. Another reason why we're doing this on the Comic Channel, everyone.
I actually watched X2 last night.
What are the odds of that? Well, see if you can pick out any real estate. Oh, you kids. Also, why do you have the windows open during a rainstorm, everybody? This is going to split the wood.
It's going to get... What if rain starts coming in? It's going to get everything wet and
you
clean up.
Yeah, kids are crazy. See, they're making jokes about feng shui now. If it was today, they'd be making jokes about Marie Kondo. If it does not spark joy, get rid of it. Jason, nothing sparks joy for me. Well, get rid of it.
That's the thing. Jason's just been following Marie Kondo's. He binged her while he was in purgatory.
Yeah, getting rid of everything that don't spark joy.
Which to him is sex-crazed teenagers.
Mm-hmm. Man, it's funny how that became a thing for Jason later. Like, that was never, like, openly stated, but it's like, yeah, notice how he always does kill the kids when they're doing drugs and having sex and having fun. That's why I like Hack Slash so much, because they literally baked that into the lore of that series, where it's like, no, slashers or revenants were literally created to serve that purpose.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, that Friday the 13th started that trend of, like...
Yep.
Like, although, like, how the 80s was just filled with knockoff slasher films of that, and they all had that one thing in common, which was the killer kills sex-crazed teens.
Yeah, probably that's just because all teens are sex-crazed, but still, it's very interesting. Also, how to survive a horror movie. Don't go to investigate anything.
No.
Which is how I live my own life. Should be fine.
Oh, look, an open door.
Should be fine. Jason, of course, even though he is 6'5", 300 pounds, he is also a goddamn ninja, don't forget.
Well, he's a supernatural force, so...
Indeed he is. In fact, I actually quite enjoy, in the remake, which again, not entirely a good movie, but they really play with that fact even more, that Jason moves in ways that he should not be able to.
The Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, like, runs and, like, sets up traps and hides and whatnot.
Yes, he does. Again, that Friday the 13th remake, again, not great, but still probably better than the Nightmare on Elm Street remake they did.
It absolutely is, because it's kind of like a remake of the first film, except Jason's the killer this time.
Yes, and has the mask. It kind of fuses the best parts of the first three together.
Oh no, someone's showering in the dark. You know what that means.
Literally call back to Psycho. You're never safe in the shower. And yes, that was the scene that Ronnie Yu really, really wanted, so they had to bring in a body double.
God damn it.
I know. Time for a post-coitus burrus.
This guy gets folded up in the bed, isn't it?
Yes, he does.
It's a great kill.
It's a wonderful Jason kill, and it's also a nice little allusion to the Johnny Depp kill. From Nightmare.
That's right, yeah.
Which is still one of the best kills, I think, in all of horror. And again, dying in bed, that's all part of it to try and make them think that Freddy's returned. Good old fake movie blood.
Oh, geez, someone spilled the cranberry sauce.
Oh, no. I was making turkey burger sliders, and I needed my cranberry aioli. Does no one have a cell phone? I guess it's 2003, so maybe not. Yeah, you Matt Damon looking motherfucker, you. Doesn't he look like a young Matt Damon?
He's TV movie Matt Damon.
There he is. We couldn't get the real thing. Again, this movie, too, is some more interesting, almost Stephen Kingian layers to it, where it's like, oh, yeah, all the parents and all the old people in Elm Street are, like, drugging the teens and, like, trying really hard to change history so they don't remember Freddy and everything. Again, clever premise, more so than you normally get in these movies.
Yeah, yeah. I am wondering why they didn't bring back, I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he was, like, the dad of in the first film, and he was, like, a cop. Where Elm Street is set, because this seems like perfect for it. There's the cops and everything.
Maybe at some point he was. Again, apparently there was a lot from this script that got cut, and a bunch of characters that ended up getting fused together.
That's true.
Yeah. Like, again, the main girl here, Gib, apparently was supposed to be Tommy Jarvis and one of the other characters from Nightmare. Which, again, even just the name Gib, that sounds like just some shit they threw together. What's the new character's name? Fucking no, Gib, I guess.
A combination of letters from both names or something.
I do always love, too, all the little camera tricks and perspective tricks they pull in these movies to kind of, like, give you the feeling of, like, oh, are you in a dream? Yeah, you are. Well, because you never know when you're watching a Nightmare movie, when you're in a dream or not. I think the tagline for this movie was really good, too, because it was something to the effect of, like, oh, now you're not safe awake or asleep.
I like that lit up coffee machine in the back.
Yeah, it's really nice. Although, if we're going to be realistic, you can't read anything in a dream. So none of the letters should be right.
I don't even think they did that in the... Oh, there's a reference to the first film of Nightmare on Elm Street. And all the portraits turn.
Nice touch.
I don't even think they played with that in the Nightmare on Elm Street films, where you can't, like, read anything in dreams.
Yeah. Seems like an idea they should have played with. I think, like, the only new idea they added to Nightmare movies, and they have not made a new Nightmare movie in a very long time since that remake, was the concept of, like, insomnia-induced, like, micro-naps.
Yeah.
Which, as someone who has lived with people who have insomnia, they basically become narcoleptic and they nod off for, like, 5 minutes. They'll be talking to you 1 second, then they'll be snoring. Get back to Silent Hill.
Creepy child with weird facial deformity. Shit.
Yeah. There you go. Take a drink. Again, it's been a while since I've seen this, too. Do the skip rope girls show up in this, too? Because they're a big thing for all the Nightmare movies.
I don't know. Because I do know that...
There they are.
Yeah, there. Almost on cue.
Speak of the devil, and they fucking show up.
I know this film had a couple of different endings filmed for it.
Yes, it did. Again, such a great rhyme. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
I want to know who came up with that, because this is a brilliant rhyme, and it's so simple.
I'm gonna guess Wes Craven.
Yeah.
I mean, so much of what makes Freddy's works all basically just came from Wes Craven's childhood.
Again, that documentary tells you about how, like, Yeah, he saw someone who looked like Freddy, or like was dressed kind of similar to Freddy.
Yeah, the hat and fedora. Apparently, when he was a kid, there was like some old boozy bum who would like stumble down the street at like 3 a.m, making a bunch of noise, and would freak him out as a kid. And he had the hat and everything, and the sweater apparently because it's like green and red. Those are like two colors that like the human eye spectrum can like not deal with.
Can't see properly, so it causes like a kind of like a mirage or like a dreamy sort of look to it.
Makes you uncomfortable. It's like an uncanny valley thing, like it's not right, and those things aren't supposed to go together. Love this dumb motherfucker with his flask. Oh, I'll avenge you, guy who got killed in bed. Dude, did you not see he got turned into a human pretzel?
He got folded in half. What do you got to do?
Yeah, I'll throw my flask at him. You'll see. Everyone will see. Yeah, this guy. Just begging for it to be horror movie murder, this guy. Sheep, you should be counting them. I like that too, I'm not quite strong enough yet. Robert Englund really doesn't get enough credit for his performance in all the stuff he's in.
I know, he's so good in literally everything he's in.
Truly underrated performer who basically mastered this role and added something new and different to it every time.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, no.
And under all that makeup.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He can emote really well in all of that makeup and carry himself really well.
Oh, yeah. Supposedly, too, they put so much makeup on him in this one, with all the teeth effects and everything, when we get to the scene with all the fire later, he didn't even feel the flames, and that shit got melted to his face, and it was, like, really hard for him to take off.
Damn.
Yep, there you go. Hypnokill. The stuff from Dream Warriors, actually. We're doing a callback to the Dream Warriors. Now, who is this guy? I saw him in a bunch of stuff. He was a popular character actor for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but yeah, he's in a lot of different movies as just like a really great character.
Yeah, the friend.
Yeah,
and his brother too, because his whole raison d'etre is that Freddy killed his brother. His brother is Zach Ward, Titus's brother, and again from Resident Evil as well.
Yeah, they apparently had this whole like plot line of him and his brother, where his brother does come back as like Freddy comes back as his brother, and that scene was like extended, and it was all like gross because he had like these open wounds on his arms and everything, and there's a lot more of that on it apparently.
Again, when are they going to release the Freddy vs. Jason cut, Matt? Put all this stuff back. Do we need to start a Twitter movement? I think we might need to start a Twitter movement.
Hey, I'm pretty sure Ronnie Yu's not doing anything.
No, that's a good question. What the fuck is Ronnie Yu doing right now?
Literally nothing. Like, his last film was in 2013.
Wow.
And I think this was one of his only like Western films.
That's
Eastern
true.
films, I mean.
Brendan Fletcher, that's the kid's name. Oh, he's a Canadian actor. That's why I know him so well. He's from British Columbia. He was in that movie RV. Oh God, he played Dickens in Tideland. That movie.
He was in Arrow as well.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah, see, he's getting all the big BC parts, of course. Yeah, he's that guy in Tideland, so he's gonna blow up the land shark, which is obviously just a train, because he's a crazy guy. Oh, and he's the guy in Rampage, those, friggin' whatchamacallit. That's where, holy shit. Yeah, this guy is just a very hard-working character actor. Who will just show up and stuff sometimes. And he's not afraid to show his ass, literally. I'm a character actor. I can show my ass. I'm not worried.
He didn't need a stunt double for that.
No. I do all my own ass-related stunts. Oh, Ronnie Yu actually directed Fearless. That's actually a really, really good Jet Li movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good. Jet Li said, it was going to be his last wushu movie. No, it fucking wasn't. You lie. Oh, he also did Bride of Chucky, which is probably what got him this role, too.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense.
I think that and this was like the two films he made in America, I think.
Oh, he did Warriors of Virtue, too. Oh, my God. Oh, my. He did the Warriors of Virtue. Oh, that was going to be a big thing until it wasn't. This scene always got me to, hey, you were just involved in a horrible murder scene. Yeah, but I still just want to go to school, though. Maybe this is just me and my own thing with school. I would take every excuse I could to get out of it.
I want to say it might have been one of the treatments or something for this film, or one of like A Nightmare on Elm Street. But I'm fairly certain I heard of like one premise was like Freddy was like fucking with the teens and making them stupid, like making them like stupid teens. You know what I mean? Where they would do something like that, where it's like, oh, I've just witnessed a murder. I'm just going to go investigate this and all that sort of stuff.
You know what that is? That sounds very Cabin in the Woods is what that sounds like.
Yeah.
Now, what a good movie Cabin in the Woods is. Let's actually try and give a reason for all these dumb horror movie tropes.
That was a great film.
Mm-hmm. And some people are like, hey, when are we going to get a sequel to it? You watched the end of the movie, y'all.
The world was destroyed.
Yeah, it doesn't mean we still can't get a sequel, though. Maybe a prequel.
Oh no, they're having a moral dilemma about drugging their kids.
Yeah, really. You see, it's really all subtext for Ritalin, man. We gotta Ritalin up the kids.
Maybe the real nightmare was our parents.
Yeah, really. Nah, the real nightmare was the friends we made along the way. Again, classic horror movie tropes. This girl is obsessed with her nose. That's her one thing. This girl smokes. That's her one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's got to have one thing.
Yeah, and the main character is just your quintessential
Blank.
final girl.
Yeah, blank cipher. They make a big deal about her not wanting to have sex because, of course, the virgin always lives to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, another character actor. Where the hell do I know this kid from?
I think he's in that film Fanboys.
Yes, he is. I think you're right, Matt. I'm sure all these guys continue to be on Canadian television because that's where this is filmed, so that only makes sense.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you that these are all people who live in Canada or are from Canada.
Hey, I saw that dude at the grocery store. There's not Jason Mewes.
It's so obvious that it was meant to be him.
Oh, yeah. Jason Mewes, who was totally, good enough for the hottie and the naughty, but not good enough for this. What a weird and interesting career Jason Mewes has had.
Yeah, and I'm glad he's sober now. And it doesn't need to Twitch stream as well now?
I believe he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we never wanted the sad end of that story that you sure was coming. Like, oh, he got drunk and crashed his car. Like, oh, he overdosed or something.
Yeah, and for a while there, it looked like it was going to go that way.
Yeah, really. You didn't want him to be another sad statistic of, this is what happens when you give stupid people money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had razor fame. Again, in 2003, what was the internet usage like? I feel like at some point later on, they actually do look Freddy up on the internet.
Well, what was this? 2003? Is this 2 years before YouTube was a thing?
Wow.
I'm fairly certain there was probably a YouTube before YouTube
thing. Yeah.
Was MySpace around at this time? I want to say it was.
Maybe. So it's not like they can just go online and look at Freddy Krueger explain.
Yeah. Did
10
they
things you
ever
won't
do that
believe.
in the remake? Because the remake was set in like whenever it was made in 2010 or something.
I feel like they would have had to, because yeah, you're right. It's like you couldn't keep a mystery like this going.
No.
Of like willfully making your kids ignorant about local history because they just fucking Google it. There'd be 100 true crime podcasts on the Springwood Slasher.
Yep.
A Netflix series where they make Freddy hot and try and sympathize.
Yeah.
And 100 hot takes around whether or not that's a good idea.
Hey, that teacher, that was Bob Shell. He's the producer behind all these. He's the one who greenlit all these films. And it's so weird. He started out like he'd sell movies from the trunks of his car. Like produce movies, and now he's like a producer on like Lord of the Rings. And
that's
whatnot.
cool. You always love those sorts of career trajectories where it's like, yeah, I started off doing like trashy horror movies, and now I make prestige pictures.
Yeah.
That's how I see podcasting, Matt. I make trashy podcasts, and then one day I'll get to do prestige pictures. Also, what high school sick room is this big? I want to know.
What high school sick room has magazines that have cosmetic surgery in them?
Yeah, really. Very vivid ones,
Did
too.
she like bring that from home or something?
Possibly. Okay, I mean, we're in a dream, but still, the room is real. Oh, the one-liners. Freddy Krueger, who became more and more like Bugs Bunny. Meow, what's up, bitch? God, look at them big, baggy, early 2000s jeans.
Oh, fantastic.
Are those coming back now? I feel like jeans got really tight all at once, and now we're probably ready for jeans to get big and billowy again.
I want to say they are. I'm sure I've seen a couple of people wearing them. Well,
If
need
not,
to come
let's
back
start
though with
them.
the rave pants.
Yes, agreed, absolutely. Tell you what, Matt, let's you and me call the Jinko Corporation and everyone else, and let's get this off the ground. The Comic Multiverse will be the first show to really start endorsing big baggy pants again. Yes, we're on a podcast. Yes, you only see us from the waist up.
We do some ASMR of us like shuffling in the.
Oh, yeah. Too legit to quit. Can't touch this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, yeah, look, he's looking at, like, freaking microfiche in the library, so no, like, he didn't even go to the internet. This is what he did to research.
That just shows the time. Like, those things barely exist anymore.
I know, right? You would have to look really hard to try and find microfiche, because everything is digital now.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. That, again, this is only in 2003, and already this is how old technology was. Like, if you dropped us back in 2003 now, Matt and I wouldn't know what the fuck to do. And we lived through this.
It's so weird, isn't it?
What do you mean I can't Uber there? What do you mean I can't Grubhub food to myself?
Yeah, this was what? 17 years ago?
Yeah. What do you mean there's no Amazon? I need clean socks and the latest this and that.
What do you mean my Netflix comes in the mail?
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. What do you mean we're still doing regular DVDs?
What's a blockbuster?
Yeah, really. Oh, we know what Blockbuster is, it's just not very good. What do you mean I only have the titles that this one super weird, super religious company says I can have? I will admit, though, this van is pretty fucking dope. That one actually gets a lot of views.
Is this like a leftover from another draft? They just like have this van that has like a sick like Dungeons and Dragons painting on the side of it. It's like it feels like a leftover from like one of the scripts that was like from the early 90s or something.
Well, I'm guessing the idea is that maybe it was supposed to be the brother's van, and if he was killed by Freddy back at the heyday of the movies, that's why he's got such a sick-ass retro van that would be an anachronism even in 2003. Man, you know, for two escaped guys from an insane asylum, no one's really looking for them that hard.
Yeah. There's like... We haven't had a scene where there's like... Where like the cops of the town are like alerted to the fact that there's these two possibly dangerous criminals, and they like went to a school full of people.
They were literally allowed to show up at school. They didn't have to sign in or anything. You couldn't walk into my high school just off the street.
Oh shit! I forgot about the cornfield rave.
Oh yeah, small towns. This is what you do. You rave in the cornfield.
And how they actually set the Freddy guy on fire, and he actually walked through the cornfield,
which is pretty cool. You ever try running through a cornfield? Not fun.
What?
Chug-a-lug.
Why is that guy on like the football team?
Yeah, I know, right? He doesn't look particularly athletic.
Like, you look at movies like this time, and you see like all those like cliche jock characters and everything, and they're all like built shit houses.
Yeah,
they're
not
like
this guy.
Huge, and there's this is one fat guy.
What Canadian chess club did you get and throw Letterman jackets on? Also, you girls are doing really well considering at least 2 people in your friend group were murdered in the last 2 days. And, like, very violently murdered, too. Yeah, you gotta get on with your life, Matt. You gotta live. I'm just saying, these 2 girls aren't taking anything seriously, and if they were alive now, they probably wouldn't wear masks. They'd probably be like, look, you gotta get on with your life.
They're turning into Karens.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Look, Jason, take me to your manager. Oh, yes, we're covering it up. Oh, yeah, he committed suicide after a murder. And I love, it's not like they give him a Silent Bob to work off either. It's like, no, let's just steal the character of Jay and just throw him in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's so transparent. I can't think of, like, any other movie doing something like that, let's just steal a character.
I wonder if that was, like if Jason Mewes was going to do it, I wonder if that was meant to be the joke. It's just fucking Jay.
Right, with no one else around.
Yeah, what would he do in these fucking films?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is just smoke a bowl.
Yeah, and not last very long. Though, admittedly, last longer than other people. Mm-hmm. I guess, it fits the horror movie trope. You need the last girl, the love interest, the best friend, the stoner, the nerd.
Mm-hmm. They're all here.
They're all here, and they're all dead. No, you never tell them you were in a psychiatric hospital on the first date. That's date 3 stuff.
He's the type of guy, if this film was now, that'd be in, like, his Tinder bio.
Yeah, really,
or his, like,
recently
Twitter
released.
handle or something.
Yeah, recently released from a mental asylum, no biggie. Eat, pray, love.
He'd be filming TikToks or something in there.
YOLO. God, they don't YOLO no mo. Oh, yes, I forgot there was a whole side story here that she thinks her mother killed herself, but it was then she thinks that maybe her father did it, but no, it was actually Freddy.
Freddy pretending to be her father.
Yeah, so there's a whole reason for her to care and be invested in this, which, again, is more investment than you normally get from horror movies like this. Usually, again, it's just people who fucking stumble into places or have the bad luck to live on Elm Street.
Again, I think it was the fact they had, like, 15 drafts to work from. Like, you'd pick and choose, like, different things and get it all working.
Mm-hmm. When was the last, like, actual pretty big salt? Too much salt. I'm dying. Oh, God, Freddy got me. No, my own gluttony got me. When was, like, the last big slasher movie? I guess that last Halloween movie they made?
Yeah, I guess that was it.
Which was pretty good in and of itself.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I mean, they basically turned Halloween into Terminator, and that's fine by me.
Yeah. And they're doing it again 2 more times.
I know, I cannot believe that. Where it's like, can't you just be happy that you had one actually pretty good movie?
Hey, I'm fine with it if they keep the writing up with this. Danny McBride is still writing it, so...
Man, who would have thought fucking Danny McBride actually had such interesting horror movies in him?
I know, right?
Then again, who thought Jordan Peele had such good, interesting movies in him? I mean, you could call him the modern king of horror, right? With, what is it? Us and the other one.
Get Out.
Get Out, thank you. Don't know why I couldn't remember that.
Oh, here we go.
I knew I couldn't trust that man covered in glow sticks. And let that be a lesson to all of you. Never trust a man covered in glow sticks. Oh, this is straight up Nightmare on Elm Street right now. Red, boiler room, very claustrophobic.
Mm-hmm.
Shot in that very kind of disorienting way.
Yeah, just run back the way you came.
Yeah, really. Just the concept of someone who kills you in your dreams is quite a thing, you know, when you're the most defenseless and there's nothing you could do and logic doesn't apply.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think that's why Freddy has just maintained for so long. Oh, that's good stuff right there.
God, it's such a unique weapon as well.
Very. I think, too, Craven said, you know, why the claw, why the glove? And he's like, well, what's the oldest weapon, you know, in the universe, probably? Well, animal claws, so there you go.
Yeah. He doesn't have the thumb claw. I know in some of the movies he had the thumb claw,
yeah.
Some he didn't.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I like the one in, the one with his daughter. I don't know if it's or what is it, the Final Nightmare or whatever it is, but you actually see, like, his wall of gloves, and they're all a little different.
Mm-hmm. I like the one from the one that was, like, semi-meta, was it New Nightmare?
Oh, yes, New Nightmare, yeah,
How it was
like bone.
Yeah, it was like bone and, like, muscle and everything. It looked really cool.
Again, Wes Craven, master of the meta-textual horror movie as well.
Yeah, he's in that film. I kind of wish that they were... He was left in his, like, original... way in that film. In the original script of the film, it was like him and he'd be like driving around in like a van and he had to like cut his eyelids off to stay awake.
Yes, I remember hearing that. 'Cause wouldn't you? This is a great bit too. Jason Voorhees, master of the kill steal. Long before Call of Duty, he mastered the kill steal.
I like that as well, though. Like, he didn't intentionally mean for that to happen. He killed the guy. He was meant to. He killed the guy, and he just so happened because he was using a fucking pole.
Mm-hmm. Very reminiscent of the one from the graveyard when he was brought back to life as a zombie.
Yeah. Is Canadian Jonah Hill and Canadian Michael Cera, although Michael Cera's Canadian, I think.
Yeah, I think Jonah Hill's not Canadian. All those other guys are. I love they have to make the point of saying he's drinking just pure grain alcohol, Everclear. Oh, these guys are just asking for him. Oh yeah, because you know, if there's like a 6'5" monster man with rotting flesh, yeah, let's talk shit to this guy. Also, if he was just a normal dude, you just committed super murder there, Tubbsy Wubsy.
Yeah. Though to be fair, he did just murder his friend.
Yeah, true enough.
So it's self-defense.
True enough. Again, cool ass image, because nothing hurts Jason.
Nothing hurts Jason except for New York sewers, which somehow turn him back into a little boy.
Yeah, the little boy who is also sometimes Corey Feldman?
Sometimes.
Yeah, the fuck's up with that? Flaming machete through the chest. Oh, why does every corn field rave end the same way?
with a giant hockey mask flaming guy coming out of the woods. Is this like the farmer's deterrent?
Yeah, really.
Get those kids off my property.
And I love these guys are like running at Jason. Oh, yeah, because you're going to do great when those other guys didn't. Friggin' American teens, man, you know, they're so full of themselves. Jay, still alive, though. Oh no, our third friend has died.
Oh,
We're having a bad week. Was he the guy you were talking about, you know, with the white mask and coveralls? No, that was another guy. I do love that line. That goalie was sure pissed off about something.
It's even better knowing that it was like filmed in Canada as well.
Absolutely. Also, I just realized that dude has a Misfits keychain hanging off his mirror.
Nice.
There you go. Again, you can find their merchandise and all the Freddy and Jason merchandise at your local Hot Topic. Here's my question. Do you think Jason knows he's wearing a hockey mask, and do you think he just really likes it? Like, why is that his favorite? Why was that the one he went from?
I don't know. Well, I think it was just there. Like,
Yeah.
what is it in the Canada films? He had the bag with the one eye.
No. And then he just picks it up.
Yeah, then he just finds the hockey mask.
And again, makes horror movie history just literally out of nowhere. Becoming one of the most iconic images ever. Now, did you ever see those Hatchet movies? I never saw those. I know they made 3 of them, and they were, like, pretty big.
I know they were really popular. I haven't seen them, but I do follow the director, Adam Green, on Twitter.
Oh, yeah? Right on.
He's a pretty cool guy.
Is he?
He's, like, made this whole, like, horror... I wouldn't say universe, but, like, franchise off of, like, the Hatchet films, and he does, like, this, like, semi-meta TV horror show, and... all this really cool stuff, but I've never seen the Hatchet films. I've wanted to, but I can't find them anywhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was looking for them this Halloween. Nothing good happens in the van. Get out of the van. He calls it the second base mobile.
It's time for your drugging.
Yeah, really? It was a different time back in 2003.
Wonder what the people are like in the houses around this, because this is like the Freddy house.
Yeah, right.
I wonder what like the people think. It's like, oh, there's lots of weird shit happening at that house over there.
Like the people who live just next door, because as far as we know, nothing bad happens to the people who live just next door.
Yeah, oh man, that house is so weird. Back in the 80s, I saw a woman get turned into a dummy and pulled through the fucking front little window. And
yeah, that was a weird one. I tell ya.
That itself needs to be a horror movie. The people that live next to like haunted houses or something.
Shit, yeah. Yeah, Weston Hills, isn't that the hospital where Freddy was born at, I do believe. Because I know they have a whole thing about his mother and everything.
Yeah, she was like a nun who was like raped 100 times or something by like...
Yeah, the son of 1,000 maniacs or something.
Yeah, the maniac who is actually played by Robert Englund.
Yes. Yeah, they kept adding stuff to Freddy's origin, and then like his stepdad, who is a dude played by Alice Cooper.
Yep.
That's another thing that's totally canon.
Yeah, again, it's much like Jason, how like in the first couple of films he just started off as just like he was like a killer, like it was a pedophile, and he got brought back because of like the fear people had in him, and Jason was just like a kid who was like getting revenge for his mother, and then somewhere along the line of like the fourth film it just said, oh, we're just gonna make them like demons and ghosts, or in Jason's case a weird worm monster that can possess people.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, God, in the final Friday with the friggin' worm zombies. Which, again, that's not a great movie. I love the beginning of that movie when, like, the FBI comes and just shoots the shit out of Jason.
They have a sting to catch Jason.
A sting operation. It's just so cathartic after so many movies where it's like, why don't they call the cops? Well, if they called the cops, what could the cops do? They would need to bring, like, the fucking army or something and treat it like a Godzilla movie. I always wanted to do a movie, and I'm shocked no one's done this. If they ever gave me the reins to the Friday the 13th franchise, I would have it be back at Crystal Lake, and the shtick would be like a bunch of local drug dealers are like selling meth to like a big biker gang, and they're like, oh yeah, come and meet us at Camp Crystal Lake. No one's there anymore. They think it's haunted. And that way you actually have like shitty people Jason's trying to kill who may very well be armed and may actually be able to defend themselves. And the twist at the end would be either one of the bikers or one of the drug dealers is actually like an undercover cop, and that would be the twist.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's how I would play it.
I like the idea. I don't think they never really did anything with it. Whereas, so Jason's whole shtick is that he kills people who are like, you know, having underage sex and like sex crazed teens and everything. I always like the idea that like he could be seen by some people as like an angel.
Yes. Well, again, they play around with that in Hack Slash, actually. There's, like, a whole cult that worships slashers, because, like, back in the ancient Roman days, it was, slashers were made to destroy the cult of Dionysus, who, you know, was, like, the god of, like, partying and wine and revelry and everything. So they did actually make it, like, a religious thing that this, like, fundamentalist cult created slashers to basically kill the hippies of their day. Yeah, you're right. They should totally make... If they do a new one, they should make like a socio-political spin on it.
I know there was one draft of this film where there was going to be like a cult of Freddy, and they were going to be called the Fredheads.
Yes, I remember that. And it was they burned their faces.
They were the ones who brought Jason back to like enact Freddy's plan that is in this film.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Zach Ward, in a very another really underappreciated character actor here.
Why is he in a tub full of soup?
Yeah, soup.
Oh, yuck.
Grilled cheese. Yeah, anything with feet or teeth or anything like that.
Tendons and stuff. Ugh.
Yeah, that's bad for me too. I also don't like that. The worst part too, and again, I think we can all relate to this, is when you know you're in a nightmare, but you can't wake yourself up.
What does the text on the front of the van say? I couldn't read it that time. It's like a band name or something.
It probably is.
Ugh, gross. That's gross. That's cool.
This is probably one of the more creative kills in the movie right here. Mm-hmm. It helps, too, that you have, like, 3 very good actors in this scene, too, who are not phoning it in at all.
No, they're giving it their all.
Yeah. No small parts, no small actors. Now, I always wanted a Freddy glove, but I never owned one. I know Hot Topic always sells them every year, like the really good, like movie quality ones. Mm-hmm. But then again, too, the thing, it's like, you like Freddy as an antagonist, but it's like, oh yeah, he's also a child murderer, so maybe I don't want too much merchandise.
That's why, his popularity is just so weird to me. Because, he's like a cool design and, like, character and all that, but then you got to realize, like, yeah, he's that way because he liked kids.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's because he's funny, is the thing.
Yeah.
You can get away with a lot if you're funny, apparently.
Well, I suppose they did away with most of that sort of backstory, like, pretty quickly.
Yeah. Which is why it annoyed me, too, in the remake they played with the idea where it's like, well, what if he didn't? What if he was an innocent guy who was killed unnecessarily? I'm like, no. If you pull the string on that sweater, no pun intended, it all falls apart.
That police chief looks so familiar. I'm going to look him up. It's driving me insane.
The voice is bugging me, too. It sounds like someone I remember. Talking about what we would do with new horror franchises, I had a pitch, too. I think I shared this on Twitter once. If they ever do another Texas Chainsaw, and I'm sure it's only a matter of time before they do, I think they should literally do the Sawyers
by way of like Trump country, where it's like they're in flyover America. No one goes there anymore except for like Vice documentary film crews who are like trying to film and record the squalor for like internet hits, and they're the ones who get chased around by the Sawyers.
Well, speaking of that, we actually have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film coming out next year.
Do we actually? Do we know what it's about? Is it just what it normally is?
It's a direct sequel to the first one.
Was it the last one?
The original first one.
Haven't they already done that a couple times in this series now?
Yes, yes. And they've done prequels as well, which were awful films.
Yeah. Arlie Ermey is good in them, but still.
This one's got me kind of excited because it's being produced by Fede Alvarez, who's the guy who did that Evil Dead remake.
Ooh, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah, so I got a little bit of hope for it. It comes out sometime next year. I didn't even know it was a thing until I saw it, like, I think last week.
Again, I think you could actually infuse a Texas Chainsaw with some really good socio-political commentary, given how it's always kind of been about people from the country versus people from the city, and the fear of the unknown, and, you know, where your cell phone doesn't work and everything like that.
Yeah, that's one of the few remakes I actually really like. I like that. I think it was made around the same time this was made.
Oh, yeah, the Texas Chainsaw one. Yeah, that one's not bad, mainly because Arlie Ermey is really fucking good in it.
Yeah.
And their Leatherface is a pretty good design, in fact.
That film, and I think the Friday the 13th reboot, were both produced by Michael Bay.
Yeah, oh, yeah, that's right, his Platinum Dunes company. Yeah, they're not terrible. They're not as good as the originals, but they're not terrible. In fact, you know, while we're given controversial horror movie takes, I don't actually mind the Rob Zombie Halloween movie.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. I don't mind the first one. The second one's kind of crap.
Yeah, the sequel is much worse. They should have left it. He didn't even want to do the sequel. They, like, drove a dump truck of money up to his house to do the sequel.
You know he was meant to make this?
He was. He was on the short list of directors, and he couldn't do this because he was doing House of a Thousand Corpses.
And I think we're probably all better for it. I like House of a Thousand Corpses.
I like that. I like Devil's Rejects even more. In fact, I would dare say Devil's Rejects is probably Rob Zombie's best movie.
I'd agree with that.
I had the third one, and I still haven't watched it yet, because, like, I know poor Sid Haig died during the development, so they had to rewrite everything on the fly.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, it didn't look good, which is a shame.
Or mainly because it kind of undoes, like, that really great ending of Devil's Rejects.
Yeah. Yeah, which is a big problem right there. Which, again, might have been fun if they did a twist on it where it's like, no, they actually died and they're actually in hell. Oh no, you were in a nightmare again.
I don't know how she, like, at this point she's been in, what, like 3 or 4 nightmares. How is she
In a row.
not like, realizing...
Yeah, how does this lady keep falling asleep? Come on, get some coffee, get some wake aids. Again, too, if they ever did a modern nightmare movie, the prevalence of meth, I wonder if that would become a big thing, where all the teens just start doing meth so they can stay up for weeks on end. Freddy just gets really pissed off and bored and just leaves. Or what is it, like the Adderall the kids crush up and everything in university so they can stay awake to study?
Well, again, I think it was like a draft of this or like a later Elm Street film. The premise was like kids were aware of Freddy, and they'd fall asleep and go into their dreams just to beat him up.
Yeah, because he's such a joke.
And
yeah.
I think the movie gets started where he like somehow manages to kill one of the kids, and it gives him that little bit of power, and it's enough power to like bring Jason in with him and everything.
Which, strangely enough, that does actually, gel with stuff we've seen from the other movies. Again, Dream Warriors, where that there are people strong enough who can fight Freddy in their dreams. See, that's what this movie needed. It needed a song from Doc and "We're the Dream Warriors."
Oh, this is what, 2003, so it'd be a Smash Mouth song.
Hey now, you're a Dream Warrior. Get your nightmare on. Go play.
Isn't Kane Hodder in this film as like a guard?
I don't know. Did they get him in for a cameo, or am I thinking of another movie?
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's the one where the FBI blew up Freddy. Blew up Jason.
Yes.
Yeah, just leave Jason muse on his own.
Yeah, really.
In this weird fucking
Mental hospital
computer
control.
mainframe room. What the fuck are all these buttons? You're fucking looking after mental patients. Are you sending them to space or something?
You need a supercomputer. Okay, Officer Doofy, you do you. Death by doorman. Yeah, it's nice to know security is so lax here. We can just, kind of walk around.
What the fuck kind of place is this?
Dream science. They're basically like the frickin' what is it? The ones from Total Recall, basically. Oh, you might just dream forever. Who would do this? Your dad's name's at the bottom. Ah, fuck. Why did I ask? Oh, yeah, because, it's not like you smoke pot to try and help you fall asleep or anything. These kids really aren't doing a lot to try and stop themselves from sleeping.
I don't know, maybe he's cut it up with like a bit of crack or something.
Ah, there you go.
So it just makes him see weird fucking dogs.
Oh, that early 2000s CGI, man.
It's not great. Why didn't they just do that as a practical effect?
Yeah, because again, it was the early 2000s. We can't do fun stuff like that. Ooh, a nice Cheshire Cat hookah.
Again, what the fuck is that, like, Freddy thing meant to be? Like a caterpillar or something?
Again, I think it's supposed to be like an Alice in Wonderland thing.
Yeah. Ugh.
That is actually a pretty fun, pretty creepy thing.
That's where you just back out of the room.
Yep, I'm done checking out. Gotta get the drugs.
Yeah, so their like whole thing is that they're there for these drugs, right?
Yes.
And it was in the room basically that they came through. Why did they
and
not
already
check?
left?
Why did they
not
check?
Also, Freddy knew exactly where the drugs were,
Yeah.
seemingly. I've never dumped drugs before in my life, but here I am. Oh no, electricity.
You've just energized Jason. He's stronger than ever.
Yeah, his meter is all the way up now. He can do a super move now. I like Jason stopped for a second where it's like, does electricity hurt me or does the electricity bring me back to life? It does both? Really? My rules are kind of vague. Wow, great script there, shit fucker.
He's gonna knock Jason out with raspberry Kool-Aid.
The best Kool-Aid. Actually, I'm quite a fan of grape and orange, but I mean, everyone wants the red drink. Hey, we're back in the room we started in, everybody.
How do they not see in the room through those windows? There's like a cooked cop.
Yeah, really.
Gotta get his bitch lines in there. Which would become the, inspiration for Rick and Morty's Scary Terry. Yeah, if I get over there, you better not stick me with needles.
Oh, Jason's not worried about needles.
Nah. So Freddy's design is pretty much unchanged from what we know, but Jason, they do actually do some new stuff with her. He's got kind of like a jacket that he doesn't really have before, because sometimes he also rocks the coveralls a la Mike Myers.
Yep.
In the remake, he kind of had a coat thing going on, too.
He had like a coat hoodie sort of thing.
Yeah. You know, he's a big fan of thrift stores.
Yeah, you gotta wonder where he gets his clothes from.
Clotheslines. Yes, do you have something in extra large for this 6'5" freak? Now, is that audio from the first movie, or was that just them recreating audio from the first movie?
I'm not too sure.
In a nice bit of writing, too, here, it's kind of cool how they zero in on this idea that, you know, Freddy died by fire, Jason died by water, so they are kind of this, you know, diametrically opposed duo.
Yeah, this sort of yin and yang sort of thing.
Freddy is also the ultimate victimizer, while Jason is ultimately a victim, too, which is what started his whole thing.
And not only that, like, Jason more or less is a child.
Yes, absolutely.
Freddy's whole thing.
Yeah, pretty much. This is pretty good when he fucks with him and makes him think he has the upper hand when he doesn't.
He's literally the upper hand.
Yeah. And then Jason has a moment of like, what? That doesn't usually happen.
He's like, oh, what is this? This is pain?
Absolutely. So yeah, here's where we start getting into like the kung fu wire work. Oh yeah, welcome to my nightmare. Which again is pretty amazing considering Freddy's dad is Alice Cooper. Now, the stunt work here is especially cool. We don't get it much here, but later on when they fight at the camp scene, when he's, like, you know, jumping all over him and everything and doing frickin' Hurricane Ranas. I just found this out recently. Apparently, one of the stunt doubles for Freddy in this, for some of the bigger fight scenes, is no shit Rey Mysterio, the famous luchador wrestler.
Oh, shit, really?
Yes, which is why when he starts crawling over him later and basically doing wrestling moves, yeah, that's fucking Rey Mysterio.
Jeez, that's cool.
Yeah, who also did some stunt work on the side. Talked over it too, but I love the pinball bit.
Yeah.
I mean, a movie called Freddy vs. Jason really only has one job, and that is do the fights between Freddy vs. Jason work, and yeah, they really fucking do.
Yeah.
It's kind of my thing. Also, Freddy, you've died more times in more ways. You died via pipe bomb. You died when they, like, shone a mirror at you that one time. It's like in every movie they invented a new way for him to die.
I know water.
Yeah. My literal kryptonite.
Just walk around it.
And I like Freddy's just putting that together too, like, wait, seriously? Like, even he didn't know that? I mean, water scares him, but it's kind of hard to kill him if you don't drown him. Oh yeah, rope and duct tape, that'll definitely hold him.
Oh, absolutely.
And again, this is where like the tail end of the movie totally becomes like a comic book fan conversation. Like, no, yeah, Jason would win if he had home field advantage on Crystal Lake where he's strongest. Yeah, but if Freddy had time to plan, though, and his utility belt.
Yeah, Freddy had prep time.
Which, honestly, I'm going to say this. Freddy v. Jason, better V movie than Batman v. Superman.
There's more thought into it.
Yeah, I enjoy this one more. Also, when these guys are horrible monsters, it's because they're supposed to be horrible monsters.
I know, and yeah, it's Corey Feldman.
Yeah, again. Didn't Corey Feldman, like, wasn't he trying really hard to put out a documentary there about how, like, Hollywood is run by, like, powerful sex offenders, but he was, like, crowdfunding it and shit? Did that movie ever come out?
You know what happened? So I think it was at the start of this year, or maybe the end of last year, he made it, and you had to, like, pay to see it. And it was all like virtual online, like you could watch it from your home, or you could attend this event that he was having somewhere.
Right.
And so nothing fucking worked, and
of course.
And he claimed his bad management of the whole situation was they were being hacked in real time.
Oh, wow.
They didn't want them to see it.
This right here is an amazingly artistic scene here of Jason walking around, just work a day like, oh, this is my life, just killing kids.
Killing kids,
in this,
putting them in my weird closet.
Yeah, in my weird water closet. Literal water closet. Kitty. This is the Blu-ray. I never noticed the ghost titty before, but there it is.
Hey, maybe give Jason a blunt. Might calm him down.
Yeah, Jason just becomes a massive stoner, stops killing people, just starts living in the woods, tending his marijuana crop.
That's the thing. What would happen if he became, like, a sex-crazed maniac? Like, would he have to kill himself?
Yeah, there you go. For real, yeah, definitely. Does Jason Junk even work no more? Is the real question, because he's been a zombie, he's been struck by lightning, toxic chemicals. Is that why he's so upset? Fun little recreation here of Camp Crystal Lake when it was actually open, which we don't see very much. Like, what was the camp like when it was good?
Mm-hmm. I don't think we actually ever like I know you like in the films, like the camp is kind of like open, but it's not really open because it always takes place at night.
Yeah, it always takes place at night, and it always looks shitty, and like it always looks like the most bargain basement.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, look, they put a burlap sack on his head like what he has in 2. Boy, I sure am happy that I'm getting this very important info dump. Also, when they said that the camp counselors were too busy drinking and having sex to properly protect the children, I never thought they were literally doing it all at once and out in the open. You know, I thought they had a little modesty.
I like that image of, like, Freddy in the Camp Crystal Lake shirt.
Yeah, that is a fun image.
I like to think he's wearing, like, those, like, 80s, like, short shorts, and he's got, like, the whistle and the long socks. And
time for tetherball, bitch.
They never, like, went back. You would have thought this would have happened. They never went back to, like, the kids that did this to Jason. They never never saw, like, Jason, like, try and hunt them down or something.
Yeah, how is that not a movie? You're absolutely right. He's always, like, taking it out on, like, just the other kids in Counselor who showed up. But what about the specific kids? You're right.
Yeah, because, like, those kids, like, flat out committed murder.
Ruined it for everybody. In fact, hey, you know, there's probably got to be at least one kid who feels really fucking bad about it as an adult, and that probably keeps them up at night, knowing that they were partly responsible for it.
Mm-hmm. That could make it like a really great film, and you set it after all of these films, and they've seen like this guy somehow come back from the dead and kill all these people, and they realize that it was because of what they did.
You know what it is? You have some crazy person, you know, buy the land that Camp Crystal Lake is on, you know, like move it and then like what is it, put together like a fake sweepstakes thing, like come and get a boat, and like brings all his friends from camp together for a reunion, and have the twist be, no, I brought you all here and I brought Jason's body with me because we all deserve to die. It's the only way the curse will ever end. We need to die so everyone else can live.
You hear that, New Line or Paramount or whoever the fuck owns Friday the 13th this week?
Yeah, fucking pay us. You know what it is? You totally David Xanatos that shit. Yes, I moved all of Crystal Lake brick by brick here to, I don't know where movies are filmed. To New Orleans, I guess.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah. I moved it all brick by brick here because, you know, we need we need to end it.
Like, oh no, it's Freddy's dream now.
Yeah, doing like a Free Willy. Now, how do we revitalize... ooh, I love the red demon face that he has just for a couple seconds here. That's a really good look. Yeah, he looks so satanic.
Pointy ears and...
pointy teeth, so good. Again, another rule we've established, that if you get woken up there, you can bring Freddy into the real world with you. Now, so we've already revitalized all these franchises, Matt. How do we revitalize the Nightmare franchise? Because, again, we had the remake, which its big problem was it didn't do anything new. How would we do something new with this series in an age of technology, and I think, honestly, more insomnia?
Again, I like that premise they had for one of the scripts of this, where, like, kids are going into their own dreams to beat the fuck out of Freddy.
Right, because kids aren't scared anymore. He's old hat, literally. They're like, fuck you, man, we got creepypastas.
Yeah, fuck you, boomer.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, just a bunch of millennials dunking on Freddy Krueger over and over again. Stranger danger, I heard you murdered and molested a bunch of kids. I'm gonna get you canceled on Twitter, Freddy Krueger. I'm a serial killer, though. I'm already as canceled as you can be. Or, like, he just can't, like, make kids afraid anymore because they're like, man, I lived through a time of virus and the rise of fascism again. I'm not scared of you, fucking fry face. Yeah, like, he's got to, like, up his thing. Oh, you know what we do? We take a page from Borat, so it's like, you know, Freddy Krueger needs to, like, adopt a new young apprentice and teach him the dream magic that the dream demons gave him. So it's kind of like Rocky and Adonis Creed. We make it like a weird fucked up sports movie, like he meets like a young like incel Columbine kid and he's like, ah, yes, I like you, you show potential.
That's what you need to do.
What if you get off the forms there, kid, and stop listening to Joe Rogan for a minute and get in these dreams? There you go, New Line. Again, boom, we just gave you a brand new fucking franchise right there. That took us 2 seconds. Speaking of Borat, man, that new Borat movie was shockingly good, wasn't it?
It was really fucking good.
Like, first off, it's a comedy sequel that's actually almost as funny as the original, which is super weird and never happens.
Yeah. And not only that, it's kind of heartwarming.
Yes, it was. That actress who plays his daughter, holy shit, she is just fearless in her comedy. She is going to be the next big thing, I can just tell.
I really hope she is. She's really damn good. I looked her up and she's only been in like a handful of things, and it's all like foreign films from whatever country she's from.
Okay, I love that where he stabs him with the American flag. America, fuck yeah. Yeah, hey, sometimes you don't get the big kill. Sometimes you just get stabbed by a bookshelf. And that's what ends you. Oh no, my arm. That's a pretty good shot, too, with the fire and bring him into the real world. Sure loves bitch, doesn't he?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, his eyes. England's eyes. Even the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, this is in real life. I remember the actress was meant to have like some line that was in the trailer and it wasn't in the movie because it was like something specifically for the trailer. something about the fight of the century or something.
Yeah. That wasn't all the trailers. Yeah, didn't they have like a boxing thing, like a weigh-in for these two in Vegas? They really made a big deal. Oh, this is fucking great here. Oh, I love that. Oh, god damn, that's cool. Now it's just a wrestling match, and I love that. Oh, Jason from the corner. Again, I'm just remembering the names now. Oh yeah, Linderman. Also, hey, for a horror movie, the one black person didn't die first.
Does she die even? Oh yeah, she gets like killed by Jason.
Yeah, but she hangs in longer than any black person in any horror movie normally does.
Yeah, right to the end.
Yeah. They do kill Linderman, and I think the other guy's name was something Berg, so they kill two Jewish guys in quick succession. Aww. We liked him, I guess.
I wouldn't know. He didn't have much character development.
I mean, he was a nerd. He was fine, I guess. He also admitted to not being a virgin because he paid for it, so it's fine. Though I bet he wishes he didn't now, or he'd still be alive.
I don't know if he'd still be alive.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, it's final girl, not final guy. Oh yeah, I forgot she has this whole scene of basically emasculating Freddy Krueger so her friends can escape. And I mean, she's not wrong in her assumption. Making it weirdly racial there, Freddy, but it's also a reference to one of your lines from another movie. Ooh, early 2000s, we could still say that word, oh my.
It's a different time.
Ooh, different time and place, ooh, yeah. I mean, Freddy is a bad person, no doubt, but let us not throw that around now. Get it? Because it's about penises.
I like in the background there's like the implication that they're, I don't know, subdividing Crystal Lake or something. That never once factors into the film.
No. I mean, I'm sure it did at some point in development. Goodbye.
I like the machete didn't even cut her in half. It was just basically just
knocked her.
Hit her at full speed into a tree.
Goodbye, Kelly Rowland. We probably won't see you again until Beyonce at the Super Bowl when the other two Destiny's Children got to come out under the stadium. Oh, so that's where she was keeping them.
She went from this film to that Super Bowl.
He hit her so hard. I'm sure she had a solo album and everything, don't they always? You know what? I'm not even going to lie. I really love the nu metal soundtrack.
It goes well with, like, Freddy, like face kicking Jason and it doing nothing. And, like, jumping all over him and it just doing nothing because it's fucking Jason.
Yes. That I'm pretty sure was Rey Mysterio with the kicks and the elbows and everything, because that's very similar to shit he did in the ring. Even this bit with, like, the torpedoes is just, like, very creative.
This is like something you'd see in, like, a wushu film or
very much
some
so.
Like, Hong Kong action film.
Yeah, this is some kung fu hustle shit right here. Man, that's a good movie too, Kung Fu Hustle.
It is.
I haven't seen Shaolin Soccer and the other ones that guy has done.
Shaolin Soccer's good.
Yeah. And now he's Tony Montana. Oh, the rebar. Oh, shit. Because, like, that would actually do that to you in real life, too. But Jason don't give a fuck. That's just a mild inconvenience. Because, yeah, historically in these movies, it takes way more to kill Jason.
Yeah, Jason's basically a tank.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, Freddy, cut off his head or, like, shoot him into space or something.
or, drag him under the water. I feel like they defeated him by dragging him under the water, like in 3 different movies. That was how they beat him.
Yeah, they chained him under the lake, and it kept him there because water.
Yeah.
What kind of construction site is it? Like, this just seems like such a dangerous... Why is there like a giant ramp and...
Yeah, are they building a roller coaster? What are they doing? Ow, ow, ow. Hey, you know what they should do? They should have the next Friday the 13th movie have an eco message to it because of rising sea rates and everything. There's more water in the world now than ever, so Jason
can't go to so many places.
He's at a major disadvantage now because there's too much water. The lake
has gotten bigger.
Yeah, or something like that, where it's like, oh, Jason's body has gone somewhere. The current. Yeah, like, what is this, like, 7 dwarves shit here with the minecart? Knocks them all the way to the dock.
Yeah, which was, like, look how far away it is.
You know how this movie worked, too, right? And how it was ultimately pretty even in its portrayal of Jason and Freddy? It's because the Freddy fans think that Jason was overpowered and the Jason fans think Freddy was overpowered, so it was just right.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as any comic fan can tell you in a Versus movie, you will never find out who actually wins because the moral of it is that neither win.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to piss off either fan base.
Oh no, my fingers.
Yeah.
I needed them to murder.
I needed them for stabbing, but not always. Also, man, sure is good that there was still so much gasoline at this derelict summer camp.
Yeah.
No one ever tapped the pipe or anything.
Man,
Or no, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing.
It's also pretty cool to actually get to see Freddy use Jason's machete, and later Jason will get to do the same.
Yeah, you got to use each other's weapons.
Of course, that's a classic thing in every team up. Ooh, that's good.
I'm so glad this film wasn't PG-13.
I know, right? Because you need this to actually make it cathartic and make it good. Also, pretty good. They love images of people running with impromptu weapons in this. Welcome to my nightmare. Oh, Freddy got to hell. No, Jason went to hell, and it was the final Friday.
Didn't Freddy pull him to hell?
That he did. Kidney punch. Literal kidney punch. Aha, did that without my eyes and my machete. Nice. Yeah, here we go. So cool. Now, I'm sure people who know a thing or two about machetes could tell me what the actual make and model is of that machete that Jason uses.
Special custom.
I'm guessing. Because, like, it can't possibly be the same in every movie, right? It's always got to be a little different.
It's always
because you could never find the exact one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes it's got like a hand guard, sometimes it doesn't. No. My best laid plans.
Now they're gonna make sure he's dead.
Yeah.
Get out on that boat, go poke the corpses.
No one ever does that in any horror movie. Well, we're good. I'm sure everything worked out fine. Even if I know it didn't. Oh, yeah, we have one last little standoff, don't we? Because there's always one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Getting a lot of love for that one actress's tattoo. Again, this is the Blu-ray. I don't think I ever noticed that in the standard def version.
That was the compromise. No titties?
Yeah.
You get the tattoo.
There you go. That's what we get. Oh, this is also a fun shot, too, because we see the pants, we see the machete, but oh, it's not who you think it is. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Into one-armed Freddy.
Yeah. Which is still fairly deadly. Ah, nice.
Kind of feel like if they like if they'd gotten their way, I kind of feel like that was meant to be like, I don't know, like Ash coming in and shooting him in the back or something.
Yeah, wouldn't that be some cool shit? Or Hellraiser, I have such sights to show you. Well, I think it's like one of the things where it's like their souls go to hell, and then it's like Hellraiser's waiting for them, and he like wraps them up in chains and shit. Mm-hmm. I say Hellraiser, I mean Pinhead, of course.
I know the Ash versus Freddy versus Jason, I think, is a sequel to this.
Yes, they've got a whole
this
comic.
Character, this woman, she's in it, and I think she dies in like the first couple of pages. Like Jason
classic.
Kills her or something.
Yeah, I read it a long time ago. There's like a story about Esmard, and like Freddy wants to get the Necronomicon, which is at Jason Voorhees' mother's house for some reason.
Just these ways just to bend over backwards to bring these characters together.
Yeah, I don't remember why Jason's mom has the Necronomicon, but she does.
Yeah, she's an evil woman. You know?
She lived... Okay, well, no, I actually think it was something, like, it actually made more sense. Like, she got it because she wanted to bring Jason back to life. And I guess because they never adequately explain how Jason is back to life. Did he not die as a child? Was he always a zombie? They never try and explain it, and that's fine. In fact, it's better they don't explain it.
I'm surprised there hasn't been like some form of media where it's like, oh, Jason here, like we've taken some of his like blood and like stool samples and stuff, and like studying them to like see what the fuck he is.
Yeah. You need the stool samples. That's the good stuff.
Yep. Pee in the cup and everything. And...
Again, that's why they need to do a Predators version of this where, like, a bunch of mercenaries go into Crystal Lake to try and capture Jason for science. Again, cool shot there, too, with him coming out of the... He's always coming out of the water, right? Usually to grab someone.
Yep.
And, we got the head with the wink as they walk off for a sequel that will not get made. Shit, I want to go read that sequel comic now, actually. Wink. Hey, maybe if they're good, Freddy and Jason can show up in the Marvel universe. I mean, if Alien and Predator can, who the hell knows?
Why not? I'm surprised they haven't made like new films for them. Especially with like all like the young new horror talent, your Jason Peels, your Jordan Peels, and Scott Derricksons and all that.
For real. I mean, they fucking jump at it where it's like, hey, what do you got? You got a pitch for this? Do whatever you want.
I'm surprised. I wonder why they haven't, because it's been like this. That last Friday the 13th film came out about 2008. The Nightmare film was 2010, so it's been a good 10 years.
Yeah,
10,
we're due
years.
for a remake. I guess the problem is just no one makes slasher movies anymore that don't have a good premise like that Halloween one they did.
Well, again, then you just gotta change it up.
Absolutely. Again, we've come up with like 5 premises for how you could reboot this in the modern age and actually have it not be stupid.
We'll do it. We'll do it for cheap.
Yeah, we'll do it for peanuts. So, all right, everyone, that's the movie. Thank you so much for watching and listening. And hey, that ended up being an hour 30, which is about the length of our podcast anyway.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We're glad we could deliver something kind of horror-themed for Halloween. And, be sure to join us next week, and we can do it all over again.
Yeah, definitely.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.